Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lexi, and today I just wanted to give you a quick update video. So it seems a lot of you guys would like for me to do more vlog style videos. Vlog. Vlog. It sounds so wrong when I say vlog. It's vlogging, you know, do you get my drift? It just, well, my luck has not increased for the better. It just seems to either be just normal or bad. I can't win. I can't win. Like, I'm serious, guys. I don't even know where to start. Let's start with something good. After weeks and weeks, well, actually really after months, finally got a new basement door installed. For those that don't know what happened back in February, it just out of nowhere started raining like crazy. We got like 12 inches of rainwater, and when that happened, my basement flooded. Like, I had about 8 inches of standing water in my basement for days. Like, if it would have continued any further, I could have had a swimming pool in my basement. Like, for real. I mean, I already had a giant kiddie pool there, but yeah, so when that happened, a lot of stuff happened. Like, the bottom of the door started falling out because it was an old door to begin with. My washer and dryer stopped working, so I finally was able to get the door fixed. We did it ourselves. I had help from my dad and one of my friends. It still needs some work because we had to cut off so much, and then when we finally got the door in, there's a really big gap on the top and the bottom. But, you know, my friend said, it's like, you know, with old houses, what happens is, you know, the house shifts and so the frame shifts. So you just can't buy a door, it's like, and cut half an inch off and be like, boom, perfect. You know, it's just not going to work that way. We got the basement door fixed. And on the same day, my friend came over to help me with the basement door. I was off that day, and my car, when I was turning it, it was making very strange sounds. Like, it sounded like metal grinding and squeaking, and I was like, okay, I just need to, probably just need to get some power steering fluid in it. And the thing with my car, I drive a Pontiac, a 2006 Pontiac, so it's an older car. I bought it used. I've had some issues with it. It hasn't been too bad. I think the worst I did, I think it was 3 years ago. I had to put $1,000 into it because there's something with the transition racks were coming loose, and also it needed a new, I can't remember what it's called, like some kind of pan close to the transition. And then after I had that fixed, my car would hardly make turns anymore. Like, so that was great driving to work and home, because I was like, oh, I can't make any left turns. Which route do I take? So I needed a new steering gear rack, and that was $400. Well, when I went to get power fluid in my car, and it's really hard to get to. Like, you can't, I mean, you can do it yourself if you know what you're doing, but you have to remove this one component to get to the power steering fluid. So it's just easier to take it in. So I did that, and they're like, hey, your power steering rack is going out. I'm like, what? I just had it replaced like 2 or 3 years ago. And they're like, yeah, well, this one is not working either. So they're like, well, it's going to be more than $400. I can already tell you that. Worst case scenario, it's going to be $820. And so I woke up that day thinking I would get free fluid, power steering fluid. And then it's like, oh, you might pay $820. Well, after we got the door in, they called me, said the car was ready. And when I went up there, it was $828. So I'm kind of curious because they were saying that there's 2 kinds of racks. There's the standard rack and a more deluxe rack. And they're like, you probably just need the standard one. And so now I'm thinking that they first put in the standard one, and it didn't work. That's why it only lasted 2 or 3 years. So, yeah. I need to go check on that. Oh yeah, and the week before that, my battery went out, and the reason my battery went out is because I had this light module that was burning out, so it was burning up my battery, and the actual little module was burning through, so I had to get a new battery, which was 120, and then get that module removed and put a new one in. I think that was another $80, so that was $200 the week prior. It's like, I just can't catch a break. So yeah, so right now I'm kind of frantic about money, and it's like I keep telling myself it's going to be okay, because if it can be fixed, then you don't need to worry. And if you can't fix it, there's no reason to worry. I just have to, this paycheck is basically, I thought was only going to go to groceries, and that's it. Which made me really sad, because the Kat Von D 10-year anniversary came out on May 5th. So I was like super sad, because I knew I was gonna get it, just because, you know, I love her product and it's her 10-year anniversary. And the reason why I really had to get it is because one of the shades is named Alexandra, which Lexi comes from Alexandra, so I just had to have it. And I was like, I can't afford it, you know, I just can't afford it. So my dad was like, well, you know, if your boyfriend doesn't pick it up for you, I'll go ahead and buy it for you, and you'll just repay me when you can. I'm like, cool. But I'm thinking, after going over some of my bills, I will be able to just, I mean, I've already purchased this, and I got like 2 items for my bonus rewards. And see, that's the thing. It's like with the bonus rewards at Sephora, every time there's something I want, they don't have it in stock anymore. So ordering something online was really cool, because I got to pick what I wanted. That was very nice, and it's something that I've been wanting to try. So that's cool, and so hopefully I'll get that Wednesday or Thursday. So I'll try to make a video as soon as possible, because I'm super excited about it, but you know, don't count on it. I mean, I'll probably make the video and then not edit and upload it for another week. I'm really bad at that. So let's see what else. Another thing I wanted to touch on real quick is I have been listening to Potterless podcast from, it's created by Michael Schubert, Shubes as he refers to himself, and I'm going to refer to him as that too, because it just sounds cool. Shubes. So the podcast, if you don't know about it, you can listen to where you can listen to podcasts. Like, I listen to it on Spotify, but you also listen to it on iTunes, and it is free. When it first starts out, it's the tale of a 24-year-old man reading children's books for the first time, and it is so delightful. Like, he has snarky remarks, and he also has like this doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, it makes sense because it's magic. But he doesn't like Quidditch, and I don't like Quidditch. Like, I don't like any sports, and people are like, oh, but you like Quidditch. No, I really don't like Quidditch. You know, it's just, I don't like sports at all. Like, the only sport I like was, like, volleyball, maybe. But anyway, he has, like, this snarkiness to him, but at the same time, you can hear, like, his excitement growing for, you know, reading the next Harry Potter books. And honestly, I think it was last Christmas, Jeremy has bought me the whole hardcover, the box collection of Harry Potter, like the whole set. And the reason was, it's like, it's not that I did not have the books before. I did. Just my issue was, my collection was just so mixed. I had German hardcover, English hardcover, English softcover, and I was still missing, I think, number 5 or number 2, I can't remember, or maybe even both. And I have read book 6, 7, and 1 in that order, because I did not like Harry Potter until the 5th movie came out. I don't even remember what year it is, but yeah. And it wasn't that I wasn't interested in Harry Potter, it was just that I was just getting into witchcraft. And all of a sudden, like, I don't know why stuff like that always happens to me. It's so annoying. It's like, I get into witchcraft, which has nothing to do with Harry Potter or seeing anything like that. It's like I get into witchcraft and all of a sudden you have this mainstream movie come out and everybody's like, oh, well, you're just into that because of that movie. And it's like, no, it has nothing to do with that. Same happened with Thor. I was like, you know, I really need to look into Norse mythology because, you know, I'm from Germany and I know that, you know, in the old Germania country, you know, back in the day, I think like Odin was his name in the Germanic area was Wodan. So I was like, I really need to look into this because I really like, you know, I like Loki and I like Thor, and you know, every time it thunders on Thursday, my heart just gets so happy, like you don't understand. So I was like, I really need to look into this. And then Marvel releases Thor and everybody's like, well, you're just like Loki because of Thor. It's like, no, that's not it. Like, stuff like that makes me so mad. And then, like, just like Harry Potter, same happened with Thor. I did not watch the movies because I was like, no, you are not getting me. You know, I was like, I'm into this, but not because of the movies, so I'm not going to watch the movies. So with Harry Potter, I think the first one I watched was the third one because that one was released when I started dating this guy and he really wanted to see it, and to me it made no sense. And then the fourth one came out and I've watched it in English because it had dragons in it and I love dragons, so I was like, okay, I want to watch it. But it made no sense. It made absolutely no sense to me. But yeah, then the fifth movie came out and it looked really cool, so I went and I watched the first four, and then we went saw the fifth movie at the movie theaters, and the sixth book had just released, so I read the sixth and the seventh and I was hooked. So I really, the Potterless podcast has made me want to reread those books and read the whole series because I haven't done that, and it's just, I want to do that. Like, I really want to do that. And I cannot recommend this podcast enough. Like, if you're ever doing something, you know, that, like, you know, cooking, like for me, I do data entry, so I can listen to it. And it's just so delightful. And I really want to listen to the audiobooks of Harry Potter because they sound hilarious. So, yeah, I just wanted to add that. I'm gonna booskadoos out of here. Bye.